Hello everybody, welcome to Totally Tabled. My name is Shaggy, and today I'm doing a full solo playthrough of the new expansion for Fliptown, New Frontier. A Kickstarter campaign for New Frontier begins July 22nd, so check out the link in the description below for more information. This campaign includes a spiritual sequel to Fliptown called Flip Voyage. I've made a full solo playthrough for that game as well, please go check that out. Now I went ahead and I got everything set up for a solo game. If you haven't already watched my playthrough video on the base game of Fliptown, go do that now, because in this video, I'm really going to focus on the new rules introduced in New Frontier. The expansion comes with new characters, new bounties, new cowbots, and 4 completely new dry erase player boards with new locations and mechanisms. There's also 2 modes of play to choose from. Single-barreled mode, where you just use the new board and this sideboard here, or the epic double-barreled mode, where you play with both the base game board and the new board, but without this sideboard. I'll show off that mode just a little bit later. Let's start with the single-barreled mode. For this mode, we just need a standard deck of cards. I'm using the one from the base game. And just like before, you have the option of playing with a character card. I chose one of the new ones, the Cow Puncher. And you also have the option of playing against an AI, a Cowbot, and I chose another new one from this set, Poker Alice. These work just like in the base game, so my character card is giving me some starting resources. I'm starting with 5 coins and 2 gold. I also have a special ability that's one-time use in the entire game. I'll explain that later. And we're going to be playing on normal difficulty, so we can see here that Alice is really interested in the rails section, the hills section, and then Newtown. Just like in the base game, she gets points for spaces that we don't visit in those locations. So we're really going to want to focus on the rails and the hills this play. She also has a special ability that activates when diamonds are in our lineup. Basically, when she activates, if we put a red numbered card, any number from 2 to 10, as the card for our poker hand, then she'll get to take a card and score points off of that. In a normal difficulty game, she'll score 2 points per card she takes. Now in the base game, we would typically take a card off of the shuffled deck and put it off to the side face down as the sheriff card. But we don't do that in this version of the game. Here on the New Frontier, there's no sheriff, there's no wanted level. That has been replaced with hard luck. It works completely differently. I'll explain it as I go, and just as always, I'm going to explain the rules as I play. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. We, of course, start by flipping over 3 cards. And we need to pick one of these cards to be our poker hand card, 1 card to just be the suit, and 1 card to be the number. And as we can see, we have diamonds out here. So if we were to put a red numbered card into our poker hand, then Alice would take a card. But luckily, we can place these, and that doesn't count. It's just numbers 2 through 10. So we don't have to worry about Alice. I say, why wait around? Let's just jump into the deep end here. Yeah, I'm actually going to leave it just like that. The ace will be our poker card. Our suit of spades, so that means we're going to the hills, and we're going to do the king. And here in the hills, we are going to be trying to wrangle ourselves some cattle. As the cow puncher, this is what I do best. Now, this is similar to the Badlands in the base game, but here we're going to be playing ourselves some blackjack. And I happen to pick one of the most difficult cows to wrangle because, as it shows right here, you can see these little hills. They're slightly different colors. This queen and king cow here, we need to get over a 20. We basically have to hit a 21 in order to successfully wrangle this cow. For these 3 cows over here, you have to get over a 19, these over 18, over a 17, and then these 2 over here are the easiest, over a 16. So let's see what we get. Well, a 7's not a good start, and a 2. So just like in blackjack, we can take a hit or we can stand. Let's go ahead and take a hit, obviously. Okay, a 6. Right now we're at a 15. If you know anything about blackjack, that's not great. We need to draw a 6 in order to be successful here. Probably not going to happen. Now, here's the thing. We could stand here and actually fail. We can fail but not bust. And if you fail or you sort of tie the number, if we were to get exactly a 20, then you get a partial reward. We would actually get half of these victory points. So rather than getting 10 victory points, we'd get 5. We would get no money, and we would get all the hard luck. You're always going to get the hard luck. That's the bad thing. So we're going to get 4 hard luck no matter what. If you bust and go over 21, then you get nothing except for the hard luck. Now, I have a one-time special ability where when I do this, I can convert one of these cards into an ace. Now, that's just once per game. So if I were to use it here, the best I could do is turn this 6 into an ace and get to 20 exactly. Well, either 20 or 10, because an ace can be either a 1 or an 11. So I could hit and take another card and just, use my ability to not bust. On the off chance of getting an ace. Okay, what the heck? Let's give it a try. Okay, a 3. Ooh. Well, this has gotten weird now. So close, actually. Because I could have converted this to the ace, and it's 22 now. Because that would be 5, 6, 11, and then the ace would be 11, 22, or a 12. Or I could just leave it as it is, and it's an 18. We're still not there. I think I'm just going to stop because only bad things can happen. Using my ability and just wasting it here doesn't seem like a good idea. So I'm going to stand. We're going to fail, but we didn't bust. So we will get 5 stars of those 10. We won't get any of the money, unfortunately. And we're getting 4 hard luck. These just get discarded. And there we go. That was a wacky first turn. We're now going to go 4 more times doing that, and then that will be the end of the round. So let's see what we get here. Okay, no diamonds, so we don't have to worry about Alice. Nothing good here for our poker hand. Now, these clubs are going to let us go here to Newtown. Once again, we have completely new buildings with new special abilities. I won't go through them all in depth right now, but let's see here. We could go to 5 here, which is the jailhouse. You basically spend a little money and get a little hard luck in order to get 5 victory points. 7 here is the coach house. That gives us a little bit more flexibility when we're choosing a building in Newtown. And then 9 is actually pretty interesting because here we could get spurs, which would give us plus or minus 1 to our hand, to our blackjack hand, when we are here trying to rustle these cows. That would have been really helpful on that last hand. We could have turned that 22 into a 21. Sure, I tell you what, I'm interested in that. So let's go like that. Coming here to this 9, we will spend 2 cash to get the spurs. Boom. Now we could also get a black hat, which is pretty interesting too. It lets you move up on the poker result table, so you get the reward for the top of these different columns. So if you were to get a single pair, you would get the reward of 3 of a kind. Or if you got a straight, you get the reward of a full house. Pretty cool. And now we have this little benefit up here, this rip. That means that we go here to the Tombstone Mercantile. This is what has replaced the cemetery from the base game. We start off by just going to this first room, and that gives us 2 gold. Now, when we come back here, we're going to get to sort of maneuver our way, through these rooms. We'll either be able to go to this room or this room. And it costs a little bit of money to move through there. So you have to be aware of that. Simple enough. Okay, no diamonds. The ace would give us a pair here. Yeah, I like that. I like things just as they are. And now the heart is going to bring us to the rails. And this is the one we really need to focus on because of Alice. The rails is a replacement for the trail in the base game. It works similarly, except for we have these two different tracks that we can go on, and there's a lot of hard luck that you can either choose to take or try to bypass. So right here at the beginning, we could, go up here to the ace part, or we could go just stay on this southern rail, avoid that hard luck, and go to there. And since our number was a 5, we can go up to the 5 location, the same way that the trail worked. I am going to go up and take that northern route, so I will take a hard luck. And you can see our reward there is 8 cash. Pretty hard to turn down. On to our 4th turn. Okay, no help to our poker hand, but we can do another rails. Or we could go after this queen cow here. Get our revenge. Okay, I'm having a hard time turning that down. So we'll just leave it as it is. We're going to come to the hills, and we're going to try to get this cow right here. Once again, we're going to need a blackjack to fully succeed. Come on. Okay. Okay. Now we do have our spurs, so we do have a plus or minus 1. This could work out for us. Obviously, we're going to take a hit. Hey! And actually, with my special ability, I can turn that king into an ace. That gets us to 20, and then the spurs get us to 21. So there you go. I think we will go ahead and do that. We'll just flip this over to show we've used our special ability, our cow puncher. We punched that cow real good. Well, we're going to get 4 hard luck. That's the negative side. But the positive side is we're getting 10 full victory points. And 6 more money. We are rich. And then because we've, wrangled all the cows here on this hill, we get this special ability over here, which is to go back to the Tombstone Mercantile. It's going to cost 1 cash, but let's get that gold pan. Nice. And now for our last turn of this round. Okay, still no diamonds. Now, I haven't had to do it yet, but just like in the base game, you can use gold to give yourself a plus or minus 1 to your value card. Or you can spend 2 gold in order to change the suit altogether. Now, you can't use that to affect your poker hand or anything like that. So we could go back to Newtown, but I think we want to keep up the rustling because, again, Alice is going to get 3 points for every space for every one of these cows that we don't wrangle. She's only going to get 2 points for every, building in Newtown that we don't visit. So let's go like this. And so we're going to go after cow number 4. In this hill, we only need to get an 18 or higher. Just got to beat a 17. Don't have my special ability anymore, but we got our spurs, and this is a good start. Come on, 10. No. We have a 16. That's about as bad as it could get. Stopping now would get us 2 points. Let's push our luck a little bit. Okay, bad idea. So we bust, we get nothing except for that 1 hard luck. Now, even though we failed, we still get to circle the animal, so we don't have to be successful in order to circle it. And once you've circled one of these, you can't try to rustle it again. So that's the end of our turns. We now get to resolve our poker hand. We just got a pair of aces, so that's just going to give us 1 point and 2 cash. We now get to do our panning and our work. We only have this 1 gold pan, so we get 1 gold. And now we get to resolve our hard luck. You can see down here, depending on how much hard luck we have, we can kind of resolve our hard luck by paying either gold or victory points. And right now we have 10 hard luck. So yeah, we would need to spend 14 gold or 14 points. If we did that, we would get to just, erase all of our hard luck. Now, obviously, we're not going to do that. So instead, we're just going to ignore it for this round, which means we just get a hard luck and move on. Now, the problem is in the final round, you can't ignore it. You have to deal with it. So we're just sort of pushing off. We're going to have to deal with this one way or the other. Luckily, there's various different places here where you can get rid of hard luck without having to spend so much gold. And that's it. That's the end of round 1. We're going to do 3 rounds of this, exactly the same, and then we'll add up our score. So between rounds, you just shuffle up this deck. And we're going to go again, hopefully getting some more rail. We need to get on that rail as much as we can. All right. So here we go. Alice comes into play here because we have a diamond. And if we were to put either of those 2 cards into our, as our poker hand, then she would steal a card. So I think I am going to keep the ace there. We avoid her special ability. And let's switch these around. Let's hit the rail. With this 3, we can't go far. And I don't want to go far. I just want to come down here to number 2. That's going to let us, also, going down, we avoid the hard luck. And we're going to get to go back to the Tombstone Mercantile. I'm going to spend 2. 1, 2, to come up here. I could have gone here. There's a wall here, so you have to come up there. That actually gets me a hard luck. But we get to go back to the rails as a bonus action. And when you do your bonus action, it can be any number you want. I think I am going to skip 3 and just move down here to 4. And that's going to let me get rid of 4 hard luck. We still have a ton of it, but that's helping. Because I got rid of this, we'll just cross that out. That is going to be 4 points for Alice, so that's not great. Now, one thing I want to note is here, when we took this action, there's this little chicken here. So anytime you take an action where there's a chicken, you come here and you circle one of the chickens. By going to this building, we can actually get points at the end of the game for the chickens that we have collected. So that's one thing that you can do. There are chickens on some of these buildings. There's chickens here on the river. I don't think I'm going to be focusing on chickens in this play, but that is something you can do. Ooh. So once again, Alice is being difficult because I can't put that 8 as my poker, which is what I wanted to do. Now, with diamonds, you can come here to the river, which I don't really want to do because Alice isn't really scoring for the river because we're playing on normal. So I don't really need to go here. This might be an occasion where we want to use our gold to get back to the rails. So we're going to put the king there as our poker hand. And let's change that 8 into a heart. Now we can come up here with a queen. We can go pretty much as far as we want. I think I'm going to skip again. I'm going to stay on this southern route. This is the safer road to go down. So we're going to go past that. But here we're getting 5 gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got lots of cash, lots of gold. We're looking good. All right, so Alice is making it so we need this 10 over here. I'm okay with that. And let's go hearts again. Maybe we can get a straight over there, maybe. And I think we are going to come up here. It's going to give us a hard luck, but now, boom, we can come over to the hills. Let's try to wrangle that guy right there. Once again, we're looking for an 18. Oh, here's a good start. No. We got to go again. What are these blackjack hands we're getting? Right? Okay. So we actually did it, didn't we? I'm actually having to add this up, and it's taking me a second. That's 14, 17, 18, and then with our Spurs, 19. So we've actually beaten the 17 we needed. It's 4 victory points. 1 hard luck, and 5 coins. Ooh. Tell you what, let's pair up the kings. Let's keep it just like this. That's an 8, so we can get to this 8. 3 points. 1, 2, 3, and another chicken. Oh, that diamond. But that works for me. I can get us up to the 9. You know what? I'm going to spend a gold to make that 9 a 10, so we can skip the 9 and go straight to the 10. That's going to let us take off 7 of our hard luck. Now down to 3 hard luck, which is really, really good. And we just have 3 more spaces here. If we can get all 3 of those, we've only avoided 3 spots. That's just 12 points for Alice. That's not too bad. So once again, just a pair, point and 2 money. Just get 1 gold from panning. And now with 3 hard luck, we could just spend 2 gold and get rid of it. That's not the worst idea in the world, really. Yeah, I tell you what, we have the gold. Let's do that. We're going to spend 2 gold to get rid of all of our hard luck. Pretty good. That's a pretty good exchange, I guess. And now for the last round. Problem is I can't leave that there, or she'll get 2 points. Now, 2 points isn't like the end of the world. Okay, no, we're not going to do that. We'll go like this. So we're taking on the 9 cow over here. Okay, come on. Yeah, we just need a 20 or 21. No. Man, the blackjack has not been working out. I could just stop. The smart thing to do would be to stop and get 4 points. Yeah, I'm going to stop and get 4 points. Half the points, 3 hard luck, no money. I got lots of money. We can see if that was the right decision or not. It was. Very good. Ooh. Well, unfortunately, that heart isn't going to help with this ace. Aces are low in this game, so that's a 1. So I could change it to a jack and go for the jack. Or I could go like this and change that suit to the heart, and then I could get up there. Yeah, strangely enough, I think that's what I want to do. So we'll keep the flush alive here. We'll change that ace into a heart. So now with that queen, we can get up here. That's going to be a hard luck. 2 points. And now we can come here to whatever building we want. I want to go here. So this is the corral, and we're going to be able to fence off some of these rewards. The first time we go here, you can build 6 fences, and you pay for each one. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so by doing that, I have fenced off those 2 rewards. That's 3 points. 1, 2, 3. And I can get rid of 2 hard luck. Now that cost me 6 cash. 5, 6. Now the next time you come here, you can only do up to 5. But the real reason I wanted to come here was so I could get back to the hearts. 5 more points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're doing good. We're doing good. All right, I could bump that jack to a king. I think I have to do that. Keeping that flush alive. So it's going to be 2 gold to get that jack to a king. That's 6 victory points. 3, 4, 5, 6. And a chicken. And there we go. We've maxed out the rails. So, yeah, we skipped 3. That's not too bad. We now definitely want to hit over here or maybe some of these locations. Ooh, that 2 really hurts. I think I need to do this and then turn that into a spade. I'll have no gold, which is bad. But we're 1 away from a flush, which would be really good. We're going to make that to a spade. Come to the hills. This guy. That's now 3 hard luck. So the hard luck is now getting to be a problem again. Come on. Why? I mean, again, I'm tempted to just bow out and get my 4 points. Because face card comes up and it's a bust. Yeah, just take the 4 points. Gotta get something. Gotta get something out of it. I tell you what I wouldn't mind is going there, getting that bonus. Ugh, diamonds. Diamonds are killing me. Oh, and we didn't get the flush. I could pair up the aces. Yeah, man, that's about it. That's all I can do. Nothing cool. And now we can go after... Yeah, I don't have the gold to adjust it, so we're just going after that. Okay, for this one, we just need an 18. Hey, there we go. That's how this is supposed to work. 2 hard luck. That's gonna be a problem. But we get 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 6 money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once again, 1 pair. Got the whole game. We get 1 gold. And now we have to resolve the hard luck. We can't just keep skipping on it. And I didn't get the cards that I needed. So we now have 8 hard luck. That means we would have to give up 9 gold or 9 points. And we don't have the 9 gold, so we have to give up 9 points. That really hurts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we get to get rid of all that. And there we go. That's it. Now we just have to add up our score. So every 4 money we have left over is worth a point. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then 10. So 25 divided by 4. That's going to give us 6 points. Each 2 gold gives us a point. We only have 1. There are some in-game points that you can get through various means. We didn't get any of that. Boy, we did not do a good job here. But we do have several points here. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. We're ending with 52 points. Not fantastic. So now let's see how Alice did. So she's getting 4 points per rail space that we skipped. We skipped 3. 12 points. Here in the hills, 3 points for each one we skipped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 18. Then 2 for each spot in Newtown. We didn't visit much. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11. 22 points. We're not playing on hard, so that's just 0. She didn't steal any cards, so there's at least that. And we were playing with a character, so she gets 5 points for that. We were not playing the Hold'em variant. And I think when we add all that up, that's going to be 57. So there you go. We lost on normal. We would have won on easy, but we did not get it done on normal. And there you have it. That is a complete solo play of Fliptown New Frontier using the single barrel mode. For the double barreled mode, you're going to use the board from the base game and from New Frontier. And you can put them together like this, or you can stack them on top of each other. I prefer it like this. And remember, you're not using the sideboard. The only change in setup is that in addition to the Cowbot, you're going to need a sidekick. Here I have Belle, and the sidekicks, they activate at the same time as your Cowbot. So Alice activates when there's a diamond in our lineup, so does Belle. They're double-sided. You're going to use the side that is the opposite of whatever your Cowbot is. Since Alice works with the New Frontier board, we're going to flip Belle so that she works with the Fliptown board. So she's going to score 2 points for every Badlands spot that we don't fill. She's going to score 1 for every spot in town. Regular town, not new town. And she's going to take a card if, when she activates, we visit a building that has either a star on top, that gives you a point, or if we revisit a building that we've visited before. New Frontier also comes with this fun group of characters here. You have Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. These are 2 Cowbots that you can only play when you're doing the double-barreled mode, and you have to play them together. And they're unique because you can sort of randomize their scoring, right? So you can just flip a card and have that be their top scoring. And you can see Butch Cassidy works with the base game board while Sundance Kid works with the New Frontier board. Now, they only activate when there are 3 different suits in our lineup. That shouldn't happen too often, but when they activate, they steal a card if you get a bonus action on whichever board, so for Butch Cassidy, base board, Sundance Kid, New Frontier board. We'll just stick with the Cow Puncher. We get 5 cash and 2 gold, and you can track that on either board. It doesn't really matter. And because we're playing with the rules of both board, we do have a sheriff, so we do need to set 1 card aside as our sheriff card. Then gameplay is basically the same. You're going to draw 3 cards. And we immediately have 3 different suits in our lineup, so Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid activate. They'll steal a card if we gain a bonus action. And the cool thing is you can decide to take your action on either board. So maybe I decide to do that. We write down our poker value. And with hearts as our suit, we could either go on the trail or go onto the rails. So let's say I go onto the rails because that's what the Sundance Kid is most interested in. I go up there. I'll make that stop. I'll get 8 cash. I didn't get a bonus action, so then we're done. First of all, we're going to be playing for 4 rounds instead of 3. And that's what this section of the board is for. And that's why I like having them lined up like this, because then it just flows right into there. When you're playing single barrel, you just ignore this whole section. But the main difference is known as the ricochet rule. That means that if you gain a bonus action on one board, you have to take that bonus action on the other board and back and forth. So let's say I go to Newtown and I go to space 2. That gives me a diamond bonus action. I must take that diamond bonus action here in the mines. I cannot go to the river. And then likewise, if I were then to maybe I had already been here and I come here and now I get a bonus action, I'd have to go back, ricochet back over to this board and go to the hills. I couldn't go to the trail. The only exception to that rule is at the cemetery. Whether you get a cemetery, action on, the base board or the New Frontier board, you're always going to go here to this cemetery. And if you gain a bonus action here at the cemetery, you can choose which board you want to use. Other than that, you're basically going to be doing the same thing as if you were playing both games. You're going to resolve your wanted level. You're going to resolve the hard luck. You're going to do the sheriff card each round. And you're going to play for 4 rounds. And there you go. That's most of the new stuff in the expansion to Fliptown New Frontier. Again, the Kickstarter begins on July 22nd. If you want more information, just click on the link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.